think we're live, but I'm not sure. Are we live? Can you guys hear me okay? This is like the beginning of every single voice call. Can you guys hear me? I think we're live. Oh, I can hear myself. Okay, so ignore my voice because I just came out of surgery on Saturday, so I'm still recovering. I had the old gentleman nut cut out on Saturday, so I'm recovering right now. I had my orchidectomy, they call it. Also, the background is a bit messy, isn't it? I need a light, really. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, end of year sort of live Q&A. I just wanted to basically, I guess, go through questions and what's happened like this year, what's happening recently, what's happening with my health and stuff as well. Yeah, I don't know why it's said. Well, I'm limited to 720p because I'm using Sony's image capture thing, and it's only 720p, unfortunately. Just trying to think. Let's change that to 30. Yeah, I don't want people to spam the chat, so I've changed the messages to every 30 seconds. Where's my expensive chair? So I'm just using this chair right now because of my operation. That's literally why. I would use my Herman Miller. Okay, my Invisalign is going well. I've actually got it in. I've actually got my Invisalign in. I had a tooth taken out as well. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a gap in my teeth. I had a tooth taken out because of gum disease, so it was a bit wobbly, so they took it out. And now the Invisalign is bringing all my teeth together. It's bringing them all together really closely and neatly. Yeah, I'll answer questions from my Instagram as well. I mean, obviously, I'm mainly going to answer the questions that are on the YouTube chat, the live chat, but I'll answer some of the questions that I got on Instagram as well. Okay, let's go through some of these questions. I'm going to go through ones which I think are worth answering. Someone goes, what my next car will be next? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sort of, I don't know what's the best way to say it, but I sort of feel like I'm falling out of the love of cars. That's just a lie. I do love cars still, but I'm not too fussed about having like a really crazy car anymore, especially with COVID and with like my cancer and stuff. I sort of put it all to the side. When I'm better and once COVID is gone, I'll probably get back into cars again quite a bit. Okay. What other questions? Oh man, there's so many questions, but none of them which I really think are like, oh yeah, that's a really good question. No offense to you guys, because you guys are asking a lot of questions, but gotta ask better questions, guys. Come on, better questions, please. Oh yeah, someone asked me, what do I think of the Apple car and like Tesla? Well, Apple possibly buying Tesla. I'm glad that Apple didn't buy Tesla. I think it's a good thing that Tesla is its own company and that it's still owned and run by Elon Musk. If Apple do make a car, I don't know why. I feel like they won't make a car, but they will make the software and they'll make everything else. But when it comes to the Apple car, I think it'll be sweet. I'm not looking forward to the pricing of it, but this is the thing. I think a lot of people forget that we see Apple as this sort of luxury company making luxury products, but they do make budget products as well. Like you have the iPhone SE and you have these other budget products. You know, the iPhone SE, I don't want to say it's budget because there's only so far you can go down on the price until you start losing sort of quality and sort of like the experience. But I think if Apple ever do release a car, it's going to be expensive, but it's going to be good as well. Am I using the iPhone 12 Pro? So I'm using the iPhone 12 Pro. I have the official Apple leather case on it. I just prefer the size of the 12 Pro. I've never been into massive phones like the 12 Pro Max. I just prefer the 12. A lot of people saying I have a future in ASMR. Is my voice... I don't know. I thought my voice was pretty average and normal. I think it's because I sit close to the mic in my videos and whatever I make. So my voice just seems very smoother, you could say, in a way. Do you plan on moving to the States? Now, this is a really good question. So 2 years ago, I was set on moving to San Diego. I love San Diego. Love it, love it, love it. I love California, Southern California. The vibe, the people. You know, there's so many more people who do what I do, design work, YouTube, all these different things. But then, because of, like, I hate to say it to my fellow Americans who are watching this, because of the police, because of the racism, because of COVID, and, like, the inequality for people, and healthcare as well, that has gone out the window. I'm not going anymore, because if I got cancer whilst I was in America, it would have probably cost me like $200,000 or $300,000, like absurd money. But in the UK, I didn't pay for any of my treatment. Of course, I guess you could say that I paid for it in tax, but you know, everyone pays tax, and just knowing that, you know, even if I just paid like a little amount of tax, knowing that I can get like £500,000 worth of treatment, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. What other questions? Yeah, someone goes, they can hear my saliva. I'm sorry. It's because of my Invisalign. That's why you can probably hear my saliva. I shouldn't laugh because it hurts when I laugh because of my operation. Yeah, my hair is properly growing back now. It's growing back really quick. I'm going to grow it back to how it was before. I don't like short hair. I prefer longer hair. I prefer my nice long lock. Well, it wasn't even that long, but I just prefer my longer hair. Do I have a degree? No, I don't have a degree. So I was going to get a degree. I was going to go to university, but things worked out well for me business-wise and work-wise that I just thought, hey, you know, I'm better off just doing what I'm doing and not going to university and getting in debt from university. So that's what I did instead. Would you ever stream some design stuff? So no, I wouldn't stream design stuff, but I do have Skillshare classes on doing design stuff. I'm always taking suggestions for Skillshare courses and things like that, because Skillshare classes are quite easy to do for me. And I know few of you are interested, but I don't want to sort of spend hours making a class for then not many people to watch it or go through the tutorial. So let me know what you guys actually want, and I'll see what I can do. Someone goes, what religion am I? I'm not any religion. I don't follow any religion. Do I have a random scary story? Yeah, I got cancer. Oh my god. Why do I make myself laugh? That's not even funny, but it is. I don't know. Why do I never show my client work? So there's a good reason why I don't show all of my client work, and it's because the client doesn't want me to show it. So if you didn't know, most of the work that you see from anyone or any company or anything like that is usually done by people in the background, and it's white labeled. That's all it is. What do I think of Makino Tech Instagram? Let me have a look. I'm trying to remember who that is. Oh yeah, I love that Instagram profile. Mike. It's great. It's a great Instagram profile. I love the vibe. I love the sort of black and white and gold look of it. It's a great Instagram. I've actually taken some sort of inspiration from that Instagram, because I'm currently on the lookout for my own studio space. And yeah, once I get my own studio space, I need to make a whole new setup. So someone asked, do I have children? Not that I know of. Not any that I know of anyway. So yeah, no children. Why is the quality 720p? It's because I'm using the Sony a7 III imaging webcam software, Sony 720p. Getting 4K is actually really hard. I don't know many capture cards that can actually capture 4K and do live streaming. And you also need a really good internet connection. Thankfully, I do have a good internet connection, so I could stream in 4K. I just don't have a 4K capture card. Do I trade in the stock market? I do trade in the stock market, and I actually have an upcoming video about that. So I'm going to be sharing my sort of stock market trading philosophies, you could say, in a way, even though I'm just like everyone else, I'm just winging it. And I'll be sharing, what app I use and things like that. Any discount codes for Link Supply? Yeah, you can actually get a discount code for Link Supply by putting in your email in the footer. You get 10% off just by putting your email in. What do I think of Bitcoin or crypto? Yeah, crypto is great, and I have some Bitcoin myself, but I feel like don't fall into the pressure of thinking you should also own crypto or Bitcoin, because it's just one of those things where people still don't know what's going on with it. How do I feel about giveaways? So people do ask me to do giveaways and stuff like that. The reason I haven't done giveaways is because if people just come to your channel just for giveaways, they're not watching your content. And I don't want to be a channel that just does giveaways and like brings followers in by doing giveaways. Giveaways are fine. I can see why other people do them. It gets a lot of engagement. But for me personally, I just don't think giveaways are worth it. And a lot of the stuff I get, I'd rather give it to someone who actually needs it. I'd rather give it to friends and family, or I'd sell it and I'd use the money and reinvest it into the YouTube business and whatever else. So that's why I don't do giveaways, and I doubt I ever will do giveaways. I just don't see it bringing any real benefit. I don't really care about having millions of subscribers and millions of followers. I'd rather have a small dedicated base who are actually interested in my content and me, rather than if I'm just giving away a phone or giving away a laptop. But I know Lou from Unbox Therapy did a sick giveaway yesterday, iPhone 12 giveaway, and yeah, that was insane because he was trending on Twitter and stuff, which is pretty insane. Make more content on UI and UX? Yeah, sure. I'll make some more Skillshare courses, but I feel like you've got to be a bit more specific on what you want, because UI and UX is such a broad, massive term. There's so much going on with that business and with that area that I can't just make a video or a Skillshare class on just UI, UX. It's got to be something specific. What are the questions? Do I watch football? I do watch football, and unfortunately I'm an Arsenal supporter and it's not going well for us. Yeah. It's not a happy time to be an Arsenal supporter. How do you get over the feeling that everything you design looks bad? Now, I go through that all the time. Even now when I design stuff, I think it looks shit. I'll be honest with you. I just put it out anyway because I know some people will enjoy it. But if you think your work is bad, well, not bad, but if you think your work is not good enough, I think that's actually a good thing, because you're always thinking, how can I make it better? How can I be better at it? So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. What else? There is a lot of questions, bloody hell. Am I interested in any other niches on YouTube? Yeah, so I watch a lot of car videos. I watch like Doug DeMuro and Carfection, and other channels like that. I really do enjoy watching car videos. I just have a passion for cars. Yeah, that's definitely one of them. I also watch David Dobrik a lot. I really do like David Dobrik. David Dobrik vlogs are very watchable, rewatchable, you could say. And it's funny because I could just watch them and they'll make me laugh every time. I think they're great. But to be fair, I don't actually watch that much YouTube. And the reason I don't watch that much YouTube is because when it comes to making content for YouTube, it's quite easy to replicate other people and copy other people when you're watching all these other channels. So I actually get a lot of my inspiration from like TV shows and movies and things like that. And like advertisements as well, even ads on TV. I get a lot of inspiration from things like that for my videos. What else? Just trying to see pros of not having hair. Now, one massive pro of not having hair is that I don't have to get up every morning and put product in it to make it, stay in a place. It's actually quite nice just to get up in the morning, have a shower, wash my face, and then just leave my hair. But yeah, I'm not sure about this look. I don't think I'm a big fan of having a really short hair. But my sort of, it's not even a beard really, but my facial hair is coming back. Do I own real estate? I don't really own real estate. I've not been too interested in real estate, to be honest. The only property I own is my own house, the house that I'm living in. That's the only thing I own. I don't really care about having like multiple properties. This is going to sound crazy, but I actually think it should be against the law to have multiple properties if all you want to do is make money from them. Controversial idea there, very controversial, but especially with like housing shortage and how expensive it is to live, having your own house, having your own place to live shouldn't be as expensive as it is. I think everyone deserves their own house, and I think it should be affordable for everyone. People buying up like 2 or 3, 4, 5 properties, it is silly, and unfortunately that's the world we live in right now. And to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if I do end up becoming one of those people as well. So yeah, even though I'm saying that right now, I'm probably going to end up buying properties later on. Who knows? How to learn HTML and CSS. So there's actually a book that I recommend. Let me go get the book. I have to hobble over to get the book. Okay, so I'm back. So this book here is what I recommend. HTML and CSS by John Duckett. You can get it on Amazon. It's quite cheap. I think it was like £15. And if you're someone who doesn't know HTML and CSS at all, this is definitely the book. I feel like it goes through all the basics. But for me personally, the best way I learned HTML and CSS after reading this book was to actually just practice and make websites and make stuff. So I actually did a video on how I made, $500,000 from Tumblr themes. And that was also how I learned HTML and CSS, because I wanted to modify my own Tumblr website. And yeah, I feel like just making stuff is the best way to learn. Doing actual tutorials, I feel like you can learn the theory, you can learn all that stuff as much as you want, but actually applying it and doing it and making stuff is a whole different thing. What else is there? So yeah, new house tour video. So I did do a house tour video last year, 2019. The reason I haven't done another one is because not much has changed in my house. I'm sort of quite happy with where it is right now and the state of everything. There isn't really going to be many other changes. It's going to remain the way it is. So yeah, I just didn't think it was worth doing another house tour video for it to just look exactly the same as it did previously. But I had done videos on like individual rooms, like my living room. My living room is probably the only place that's changed the most. And obviously my office as well with the new desk. But I have done individual videos on those, so you can check those out if you guys are interested. Yes, I do remember when I didn't like the Model 3. I actually still don't like, well, I say don't like, I'm still very indifferent on the looks of the Model 3, but I believe in the vision of it and electric cars and things like that. And after actually owning the Model 3, I literally can't go back to a petrol car, like for everyday driving, that is. The Model 3 is just amazing. It's such a bloody good car. I love it. What else is there? That's a good question, actually. Do I see myself living in a small van and traveling the country? No, I don't like traveling, I'll be honest with you. I actually don't enjoy traveling. I love the comforts of home and having everything at home and like having everything near me. I'm very lucky that I do get to travel, especially for work and stuff. But I actually don't enjoy going on planes, driving and things like that. I just like being at home, playing games, doing design work, making videos, trying different tech and things like that. Is it possible to have a career in design if you don't have good illustration skills? Yeah, for sure. I don't have any good illustration skills. All I know is UI design, really. So when it comes to the Mercedes AMG GTS replacement, so I've looked at a few cars. I love the F-Type so much that I've been looking at the F-Type SVR. I've also been looking at the Aston Martin Vantage. I've been looking at an Audi R8 as well. Sort of like cars in those sorts of price ranges, you could say, because I want a proper sports car. I don't want a saloon car or anything like that. I want a dedicated sports car, and those are all dedicated sports cars. They don't have like saloon variants or family variants like an M3 or an M4 does. So yeah, I don't know yet. I might not even get another car for a while. Who knows? I might just keep my Tesla Model 3 and that's it. But currently I have the AMG GTS and I have the Model 3. What happened to your ebook about freelancing? So I get quite a few questions about this. For anyone who signed up to my ebook about freelancing would have got an email telling them about how, I changed it pretty much. So yeah, unfortunately, if you didn't get that email, you missed out. This is why I always recommend signing up to like my newsletters and my email lists and stuff, because that's the best way to stay updated on things like this, because, I'm not going to do like dedicated YouTube videos or anything like that. So go over to my website and sign up to my newsletter, and you'll be notified of like ebooks and other things and like other freelancing stuff, because I have a newsletter that I do regularly where I share stuff like that you won't see on YouTube, that you won't see on my blog. It's only on the newsletter. So I highly recommend checking that out. What else is there? any possibility of making a Discord channel. So I actually do have a Discord channel. Anyone who's a member of the channel, member of the YouTube channel, gets to access the Discord channel. So yeah, you can chat with other people in there, chat with me in there, no problem. So yeah, if you guys are interested in a Discord channel, you've got to join the channel, because the reason I've made it a paid thing is because I don't want thousands of people getting in there and just spamming it. So when you have it as a paid thing, the people who are serious about your stuff are going to be the ones who pay, and are going to be the ones who sort of keep themselves in line, you could say. What aftershave do I use? So I like Davidoff a lot. I like Ralph Lauren. Davidoff Cool Water is my favourite. I like the Ralph Lauren Polo Blue as well. Those are my two favourites right now. How did I come up with the name Ultralinks? So I get asked this quite often. I came up with the name Ultralinks when I was 15. I was actually looking for a PlayStation username, something unique but quite easy and that rolls off the tongue. I just came up with Ultralinks and it's stuck since then. I've just used it since then. My camera is focused on the background. Is it focused on me now? I don't know. Hopefully it's focused on me. What are the questions? Have I visited Italy? No, I haven't visited Italy. I would like to though. So this is the thing with the F-Type SVR. I wouldn't get a new one. I'd get one of the older ones. And the F-Type SVR, say like 2018, 2017, has the full-on exhaust. So it has the absurdly loud exhaust. So that's why I was looking at the F-Type SVR. So I use the A7S III for all of my actual proper video work for YouTube channels and stuff. I just love that camera. I'll have a video on it soon. But I'm actually currently using the A7 III, just the standard A7 III for this live stream, because it doesn't need to be high quality. It just needs to be good enough, because this isn't going to be staying on the channel. Follow up on the M1 video. What about the M1 video? I've done my review. I don't think there's anything else to follow up on. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have. Favorite game right now? So I still play a lot of Apex Legends on PS4, PS5. Apex Legends, I've just been addicted to it for the last year and a half. Don't know why. It's just such a good game, I think. Yeah, I really like the Leica Q camera, so I would really like to buy. I think I might buy the Leica Q at some point. Once COVID goes, and once traveling becomes more of a thing, I might get the Leica Q, but I'll see, because my Sony A7 III does the job right now. The only reason I want the Leica Q is because it's nice and compact, and because it actually has that fixed lens. I like the idea of having a fixed lens. Would I call myself a minimalist? No, I wouldn't actually. So I like minimalist stuff. I like the idea of minimalism, but I wouldn't call myself a minimalist, because I've realized I do like things. I wouldn't say I'm materialistic. I mean, I think we're all materialistic to a point. Some people are more materialistic than others, but I like the idea of having high quality, expensive, well, not expensive, but anything that's high quality sort of benefiting my life. But, you know, I like for not to have too much of these things. Like, I don't like to have any rubbish, basically. If it's not benefiting my life in some way, I'll get rid of it, basically. How do you decide on a color palette for a project? So when it comes to my own projects, I always just like to use black, grey and blue. That's just what I like for my own projects. When it comes to other people's projects and doing design work for other people, I'll ask them what their favorite color is, and other websites they like the look of, other companies they like the look of, and it will go from there. So I've done other colors before. I just personally like to use black, grey and blue for my own personal projects. Would you get LASIK? So yeah, I do actually want laser eye surgery. Once my cancer's done and once my Invisalign is done, I will probably get laser eye surgery. Do I have any tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos. Okay, Zawad asks, would I be able to pursue a job in web or UI UX design with experience in HTML, CSS and fundamental JavaScript? Currently learning React.js and would like to look for a job soon. For sure. If you know HTML, CSS and you know React, mate, you can get a job very easily. React jobs are very, very popular right now, especially if you want to do a remote job. If you're someone who's looking to do a coding job, JavaScript related, you've got the market basically, because companies are always looking for React developers and developers in general. So yeah, I think it's 100% worth learning HTML, CSS and learning React. UI and UX, I'd say only do them if you're actually interested in doing them and you actually have a passion for it. But you don't need to have a passion for UI and UX if you have JavaScript knowledge. Do I consider building a software company now that I have a large follower base? Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have my own software, but I haven't come up with any good ideas, to be honest. I don't just want to make stuff and spend money making stuff when it's not really going to benefit anyone or make any money. So yeah, I might come up with my own app or website or software as a service at some point, but yeah, we'll see. Thanks for the comments, Fex. What type of gross margins are reasonable for online merchandise stores? Now, that's a tough question because it varies so much from company to company and person to person. But from what I can tell, the average net profit for e-commerce stores is 20%. So if you're going to hit 20% or more, you're doing all right. You're doing well for yourself. Because there's a lot of costs involved in doing your own e-commerce store and having your own products and stuff. It's not easy. What keeps me driven? That's an interesting question. What keeps me driven? That's a really hard question to answer because I kind of just... What keeps me driven is being able to just do whatever the hell I want. That's always been my main goal in life. Just to be able to do whatever the hell I want, whenever I want, pretty much. And not have anyone tell me what to do. I like being my own boss. I think I could definitely have a boss. I have had a boss before and I've worked under people before. I mean, naturally when you do client work, you basically have multiple bosses. So being able to cater to different people, I think is very important. But I like the idea of being able to just be like, hey, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Would you ever do a course on starting an e-commerce store or creating a digital product from idea to sale? So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm actually doing an ebook, which you can get on my website, which you can pre-order. It's not cheap, I'll be honest, but there is so much information in there and I've tried to sort of condense it down, and I'm going to try and condense it down, and I'm going to be answering people's questions and things because that information I think is just super valuable. That's why it's expensive. So yeah, if you're interested in, starting your own e-commerce store, pre-order the book, and ask me any questions about it. Any questions that you'd like to see answered in the book, and I'll get it done. How do I manage to... Okay, wait. Zawad asks, yeah, man, if you send me your music, because I would actually like to have instrumentals for backgrounds. I also need to make my own YouTube intro. So yeah, send me your music. I'll be honest, I'm very picky on what I like and what I don't like when it comes to music. So just send me some stuff on Twitter or whatever. Yeah, on Twitter mainly, I think. And yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, hopefully my answer helped. Deo asks, did Samsung reach out to you or did you reach out to Samsung? How do you do sponsor work? Asking as a tiny channel. So yeah, good question. So Samsung did actually reach out to me. And yeah, I'd never had any contact with them before or anything. They just reached out to me and were like, hey, we'd love to do a sponsored video on our new 8K TV. And I was like, hell yeah, like 8K TV. I'd love to try an 8K TV, see what it's like. And honestly, it's like, I kind of wish it wasn't sponsored in a way, because the TV is bloody brilliant. You know, it's not OLED, of course, but it's QLED. But the great thing about QLED is that it's brighter than OLED, so it can be used in bright spaces and things like that. And the design of the TV is bloody fantastic. It's such a good looking TV. I actually think it might be one of the best looking TVs alongside the Samsung Serif TV. They're both very different looking TVs, but the bezels on the QLED TV that I did, it's just amazing. Evoked, not a question, but I only want to say they create amazing content. I'm so happy you beat cancer. Hope you keep making videos. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the donation as well. But yeah, hopefully once I've recovered from this operation that I've had over the weekend, things will start going back to normal. I'm still going to be monitored for the next 5 years. So yeah, like cancer isn't like just one battle. It's like lots of battles, and there's like one big war, basically. That's the best way to describe it. But I've basically won every single battle so far, you could say, apart from the battle of not getting cancer in the first place. But yeah, I've done like all the hardest parts, basically. My cancer can still come back. It can definitely still come back, but after 5 years, hopefully, you know, it doesn't come back, and I'm in the clear. Can I keep the TV? Yeah, I do get to keep the TV, but yeah, I'm probably going to use it in like a second room or something, because I don't actually have many TVs in my house. So I'm probably going to use the TV like in my bedroom or in the second room or in my studio or something, or I might move it to my office when I get an office. I am looking for an office right now. When is the cutoff for your e-commerce store to pre-order? So there is no cutoff. But if you sign up to it now, you won't actually be charged. You will have to enter your credit card details. It just checks to make sure your card is active, but you won't be charged or anything for it until it's released. And yeah, you'll be updated if I change things or if I change the date or whatever. So that's the best way to stay updated. You know, sign up for the pre-order so that you know, you don't miss out on anything. But yeah, you won't be charged until it's actually released. What else is there? Favorite series at the moment? So The Mandalorian was sick. Mandalorian is definitely one of my favorite TV shows in a while. What a TV show. But my favorite TV show of all time is still Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is just, you just can't come close. Breaking Bad is so good. A ketogenic diet will keep you cancer free. I'll tell you what, Kyle, that's absolute bollocks, mate. Unless you're a urologist and you work in cancer, that's absolute rubbish. Your diet doesn't really affect if you get cancer or not, because I was a very healthy person before I got cancer. I don't have my phone in my pocket. A lot of people thought, oh, it's because you have your phone in your pocket. Nope. I've been working from home for years, and I always have my phone quite far away, actually, away from my body in general. I also don't have my phone next to me on my bed. I have it on a bedside table, which again is quite far away. So yeah, when it comes to cancer advice and stuff, I'm not going to listen to some random person online. I'm only going to listen to a doctor, an oncologist, a urologist. I'm only going to listen to people like that because they know what they're talking about, because they got degrees in that shit. So, yeah. I could make more wallpapers, but I haven't really had the desire to make any new wallpapers or make anything new, so that's why there hasn't been anything new recently. What else is there? What other questions? Just trying to see what other questions there are. So yeah, a lot of people asking about this chair. So this chair is the mic in focus? Yeah. This chair is from IKEA. It's just a Marcus chair. It's not that expensive. It's like £100, $100, something like that. If you're looking for a good office chair and you can't afford a Herman Miller chair, I highly recommend this one. It's a very good budget option. Do I believe in the law of attraction? What kind of bullshit is that? I'll be honest. Sounds like the law of bullshit, if you ask me. So yeah, someone asked, where will I go? Well, where will I travel to next once the borders are open? And obviously this person has said they're from Singapore. The next place I actually would like to visit is Singapore. So I have a few points on my Amex card which I need to use. And yeah, I'm considering going to somewhere like Singapore or something, somewhere in Asia. What tier are you in? So I'm actually in a tier 4 area. So yeah, we're on complete lockdown from the virus right now. Do you recommend starting a tech channel with all the competition out there? Now this is a good question and something that I actually covered in my newsletter recently. There's, when it comes to YouTube and doing anything creative, you can't think of other people as competition, because whenever you make something, you're not going to be copying them anyway. The whole point of doing this stuff is to do it from your own perspective and to share your own opinions and things like that. Caring about being like first, or caring about competing against other channels and stuff, it's just nonsense. Just do you. Like, if people find what you say interesting enough, or people are interested in what you do for work and stuff, they will naturally just follow you. That's what I've just found from my own experience. Do I have a routine, or do I just take each day as it comes? Yeah, I pretty much take each day as it comes. I'm not too sort of like into a routine. Right now, I guess I am into a routine because I can't really do anything else other than stay at home. But I like to just, take every day as it comes. I like keeping my days open. I like having my calendar basically completely free. I don't like meetings and things like that. I avoid shit like that. What microphone do I use? So I'm using the Blue Yeti microphone for this live stream, but when it actually comes to doing my videos, my YouTube videos, I use the Rode Video Micro. I leave a link down to all of my gear in my YouTube descriptions, so Yeah, it's on my website as well. So if you're looking to basically have the same sort of mic setup as me, it's not expensive at all. The Rode Video Micro is like $40-$50, something like that. I know some YouTubers who use microphones which are $1,000, but the quality difference isn't massive. So yeah, I think spending like 40 or 50 pounds on a microphone, especially when you start out, is okay. How do you prevent video games from reducing your productivity? Yeah, it's just discipline. Like, I play a lot of video games though, I'll be honest. I actually do play a lot of video games. I probably play like a few hours every single day. 3, 4, 5 hours. Sometimes I'll play 6 hours in like a day. I do play a lot of video games. But at the same time, I know that if I don't do the work, I won't have the money come in. So, and I like doing my work. I don't even consider it work. A lot of the stuff I do, to me, is just fun. And when something is fun, when you find work that is fun to do, it's never really work, is it? You just get paid to do fun stuff. Start on OnlyFans. Didn't you guys know I'm actually in like the top 0.00001% of like OnlyFans? How do you think I afford everything I have? Yeah, Notion is great. I use Notion for pretty much everything now. I do like Notion. Notion is pretty darn good. I'm thinking maybe I should move the camera down a little bit because it's struggling to focus a little bit. There we go. Because it keeps coming out of focus. That's better. Any plans for Christmas? I'm literally just at home. Can't do anything, can't go anywhere, can't see anyone. So yeah. Currently doing my Christmas wrapping with this in the background. Would you be willing and happily take the COVID vaccine? Yeah, for sure. You know, I think I would take the COVID vaccine if it was offered to me. Fortunately, I'm not one of those vaccine deniers. I can't believe there are actually people out there who don't believe in that stuff. Crazy to me. Crazy that people don't even believe in COVID. Are you guys dumb? How did we get to this position where people don't believe in COVID? What do you feel about Fiverr? So Fiverr, I think, is great. Fiverr is a great place to start if you're looking to just get some quick money and if you're looking to get a quick turnaround on things. But I have found the quality of Fiverr isn't very high. So if you're looking for something that's very unique and very high quality, Fiverr probably isn't a place for it. And that makes me laugh. Like, when I do my YouTube videos, I feel like I come across quite serious and quite rigid in a way. Because that's just what YouTube videos are like, especially when you do them on your own. But when you're interacting with an audience like now, answering questions and stuff, it can be more my sort of self. Okay, come on, ask me some other questions, folks, come on. I feel like I'm getting a lot of the same questions. How are you? I think that's like the first question that I got at the beginning. But anyway, for people who are new, who've just tuned in, I had my operation on Saturday. I had one of my little chestnuts, you could say, cut out. I have a big old scar. I can't really show it on YouTube. I'd probably get banned. But I have a massive scar along my sort of groin. above my gentleman's sausage, you could say. And yeah, there's just a big old scar there. And what they do is they take out the chestnut, my euphemism, and they also take out the tube, and then they just let you heal. Apparently you can heal fully in like 3 to 4 weeks, which isn't too bad actually. Olia podcast. So I would like to do a podcast. The reason I haven't done a podcast is because I haven't found anyone to do one with. And like when you do a podcast, I feel like it has to be with someone you naturally can like talk to and like interact with. I can't do a podcast by myself. That'd be a bit weird. And I don't want to do interviews. Like, you know, there's like people like Joe Rogan who interview people. I'm not really interested in doing that too much. I probably would if I did start my own podcast. But yeah, like I want to do a podcast where like, you know, there's like myself and another co-host, and we interact regularly so that we're not relying on having a guest to make an episode. I still do have one chestnut. Don't worry. I still have one chestnut. It's uncomfortable. I'm moving that one chestnut around right now, but that's probably a bit too much detail. Yeah, Ali Abdal is a great guy. Ali. Like me and Ali talk now and again, but we're not like best friends. Sort of just YouTube friends. That's it, really. Emilio, I would love to have a podcast with you. Wait, does that mean you have your own podcast and you'd like to have me on? Or you'd like to co-host a podcast? Because I'll be honest, I have no idea who you are, so I'm not going to co-host a podcast with someone I don't know. Sorry. How does one pay to join your Discord? So if you guys want to join the Discord channel, you have to become a YouTube member of my channel, which you can join from any video. If you just go to any video, there's a big join button by the subscribe button. If you click on that, it'll give you an option to join, and then once you've joined, you'll be given a link to join the Discord channel. If one of your chestnuts is removed, can you still have kids? Yes, I can still have children if I want to. Currently, no children though. Podcast with David Dobrik. That would be sick, but David Dobrik has no idea who the fuck I am, so yeah. Is it too loud? Is the gain too loud? I can turn it down. Oh, what's it on right now? Okay, I've turned it down a bit now. Turn it down a bit more, because I don't want to deafen you guys either. What's my personality type? What does that even mean? Who even like judges personality type? Who comes up with that stuff? What stage was your cancer when you found out? So I was stage 4 or stage 3C they call it, when you have testicular cancer. But yeah, stage 4. I had 12 lumps, 12 little nodules in my lungs. Thankfully, the chemotherapy got rid of all of the nodules. I didn't really change anything else about my life. I didn't change my diet. If anything, I became unhealthier. I ate so much junk food when I was in chemo because it was the only thing I really craved. Had so much junk food. I had so much shit food in general. Put on a little bit of weight naturally, because when you have chemo, you know, you're either going to lose weight or gain weight, and they put you on steroids to make sure that you have your appetite. So yeah, I was on steroids whilst I was on chemo, which made my appetite go through the roof. I was eating like a bloody pig. But yeah, stage 4. I had my cancer, and it's gone down to stage 1 now. So yeah. I mean, to be fair, I say stage 1. At the moment, there's no trace of cancer in my body, because I do blood tests regularly, and they have cancer markers when you do a blood test to check your tumour markers. And my tumour markers are the same as someone without cancer. So technically there's no cancer going through me anymore. I've sort of got rid of it all, but yeah. Was I smoking or drinking? No, I don't smoke, and I've never actually had a sip of alcohol in my life. I don't smoke, I don't drink. This is another controversial idea for me, but I think drinking should be heavily, heavily taxed, like smoking should be. Well, like smoking is. Because drinking causes so many different problems. Like, we have a big drinking culture in the UK. And, you know, so many, like, drunk driving, big one. Like, it's crazy that you're allowed to have this drug that literally makes you incapable of driving properly, but it's allowed. How is that not insane? Like, I think that's insane. But yeah, that's a controversial idea from me. Some people will hate it, some people will think it's okay, but that's just what I think. Never smoked shisha? No, I've never smoked shisha either. That's just not my sort of thing. Not my sort of thing, really. Never done drugs or anything, really, either. Not my sort of thing. Just hasn't interested me. And I haven't sort of... Luckily, my friends as well haven't really been type of friends to pressure me into doing that sort of stuff. Anyway, I think, if anything, I'm the ones that pressure my friends into doing stuff, rather than my friends pressuring me. So, yeah. So yeah, someone asked, could I talk a little bit on the process of making my videos? So yeah, like, I actually have a video coming soon on making my videos and my camera setup and things like that. But when it comes to a sort of high level overview, what I usually do is I go into Notion. I'll write down my video ideas in Notion. And then once I think I like a video idea, I'll make it into a page. And then I'll write down sort of bullet points on what I plan to cover in that video and what the video is about. I don't make it too rigid or too structured, because I like to have a nice sort of natural flow to my videos and to what I talk about. So that's really mainly it, you know. And then I'll sit in front of the camera, do the A-roll, I'll do the speaking like this, I'll edit the A-roll, and then I'll shoot the B-roll. Because what I do is I go over the A-roll and figure out where I'd like B-roll on top of my A-roll, and then I'll shoot those shots. Then I'll bring the B-roll in, put it on top of the A-roll, export it, publish it, Bob's your uncle. Thoughts on cannabis. Now, this is an interesting one. So, cannabis is obviously becoming a lot more legal in places and countries. And I think if smoking is going to be legal, then cannabis should be legal. It's insane to me that people go to prison for having cannabis. Like, so many people are in prison for just having cannabis. And cannabis is a lot less dangerous, I want to say, than like alcohol, for example. Like, you're still sort of in control of your actions when you're on cannabis. As far as I can tell, I'm not the most knowledgeable person. This is just what I've found from friends and from seeing stuff online and whatever else. You know, when you smoke cannabis, you're much more in control of your own actions. And technically you could drive. Obviously you shouldn't. No one should drive under the influence. But yeah, I think if smoking and alcohol is legal, cannabis should also be legal. Will I make a day in the life? I've actually already made a day in the life video on my channel. I did that earlier this year. And it hasn't changed because you can't really go out. So yeah. Cockney accent? I have a Cockney accent, do I? Don't think I have a Cockney accent, mate. Well, actually, that sounded northern. It's funny, I feel like everyone seems to always get my accent wrong. Some people say I'm really, really posh. Some people say I'm really Cockney or whatever, but yeah. So, yeah, this is interesting. So people asked, so someone like Mohammed asked here, you know, what was a triggering factor to your cancer? Since I don't smoke, since I don't drink, since I eat properly, there was no triggering factor. I just got unlucky. So when it comes to testicular cancer, especially, if you look it up, if you do research on it, no one knows what the cause of testicular cancer is. Literally no one knows. And unfortunately, the cases of testicular cancer are rising, but no one still knows what the cause of it is. You just get it or you don't. None of my family has ever had it. None of my cousins have ever had it. So I haven't inherited it. But apparently, if you have had testicular cancer, your children are more likely to get it. So yeah, getting testicular cancer is literally just getting unlucky. I thought before I actually got my cancer, I was in the best shape of my life. I was going to the gym like 5 times a week. I was lifting heavier weights than I had ever lifted before. I was much fitter than when I was a teenager. But then, I just got the cancer and it just threw everything off. And I got the lumps, and apparently I had the cancer for like a year and I just had no idea. How am I with spicy food? I actually really like spicy food. I really enjoy spicy food. I mock my friends who don't like spicy food. I always tell them they're pussies for not liking spicy food. I don't like spicy food where it's just spicy because it's spicy. I like it when the spice is an addition to the flavour and sort of adds a kick. When a curry or when some other piece of food or whatever, it's just spicy for the sake of it, what's the point? What drives you to make videos? I just like making videos. I like the cinematography. I like sharing my opinions. I like basically, because my friends don't care about what I have to say about tech. And I don't expect them to. So I'm not going to blabber in their ear about, oh, look at this new phone. Oh, look at this new gadget that I've got. When I could just do it on the internet with other people who are actually interested. I don't expect my friends and people around me to always be interested in everything I do, because that gets boring real quick. What am I? What do you want an outside office? Oh, why do you want an outside office? So, yeah, as I mentioned, I want my own sort of studio space and office space, mainly because I'm sort of outgrowing my house and my YouTube channel is getting bigger. My store is doing well. So I want a place where I can do everything. And I also have Charlie, a guy who works for me full time. So it's nice to be able to interact with someone day to day, bounce ideas off them. Charlie runs the e-commerce store for me. I own the business, but he basically runs it. I'm actually quite hands off with it. He does everything for that. And yeah, like the idea is just to have my own studio space, to have more opportunities, to hire more people, just to expand my business in general. If you're making money in e-commerce and want to earn travel points on a credit card, get an Amex card. Amex seem to be the best, but in the UK, credit cards aren't that great anyway, unfortunately. What happened to Plasso? So Plasso actually got sold to GoDaddy. GoDaddy came along and bought Plasso. So that's what happened to Plasso. And I got a nice bit of income from that as well, which is great because I owned a percentage of Plasso. So when it was sold to GoDaddy, I got a little bit of money from that. I actually used that money to buy the Tesla sort of. So any updates on what we can expect from the e-commerce guide? So my e-commerce store guide thing that I'm making right now will basically go from start to finish on how I started my own store and what I think you should do to start your own store. So because I made quite a lot of mistakes, I didn't have anyone to guide me or anything. I kind of learned as I went along, but I did waste a lot of money. I think I wasted it's crazy to say, but I think I wasted like £30,000. £30,000. I wasted because of things I just didn't know. So yeah, the plan is for this guide to basically just to outline everything and tell you how it's done. I'll go through my own history on how I did things, of course, but it's going to be quite a concise book because a lot of ebooks I found have way too much information when you just care about the meat of the stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a very concise book, a few pages, quite a few pages, but I hope that each page is very, very valuable. Best tech purchase of the year, my MacBook for sure. M1 MacBook Pro has been definitely my best purchase, 100%. What a great laptop. I'm using it right now next to me. Can you guys see it? Yeah, I've got it here on the tray. What a fantastic machine. I love it. It's made editing videos so much easier. I can't wait till they make iMac, an M1 iMac. I'll be looking forward to that. And who knows, I might get the Pro Display XDR. We'll see how YouTube and things go for me. What other questions? What major did I graduate? So I didn't go to university. I did not go to university. So I don't have a degree. I just have like, oh, I knocked the mic then. I just have A-levels. That's what we call them in the UK anyway. Basically, you have to get A-levels before you go to university. And I did A-levels in accounting and business. But to be fair, I didn't really learn much from that. Accounting helped a bit, but the business side of things, I feel like business is you can learn a lot of business theory, sure, but I don't think you can learn to run a business until you actually do it yourself. Favorite takeout. You guys aren't going to like this, but my favorite takeout is KFC. I just love fried chicken. I don't know why. It's awful for you, but I just love fried chicken. I had no one to guide me, so buy my course. I know, I do. I feel like this is what's so hard about doing courses and guides and stuff, because I don't want to come across scammy or anything. Hey, don't buy my course. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. I'm not telling you to buy it. It's only for people who are very, very interested in specific things, that you should buy it. But even then, don't buy my course. Don't spend money just because I'm telling you to spend money. I want you to save your bloody money. So yeah, I really don't want to come across as scammy or anything like that. I'm going to try my best to come across as legit as possible. When is the what? ULX leather video? Don't know what that is. Yes, I do like The Weeknd a lot. I remember listening to him. I feel like I'm going to sound like one of those snobby music listeners now, where I listened to him before everyone else did. But I remember when he used to be posted on Drake's blog. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Drake had a blog called October's Very Own. I think he might still have it. And he got posted there. And I remember when he released his first mixtape, The Weeknd, and I was just obsessed since. I was like 20 years old. No. How old was I? 17, 18 at the time? Yeah. I think I was 17 at the time, 18 at the time, and I was just obsessed. How do you surround yourself with positive, motivated people? That's a good question. So, I actually don't rely on other people to make me motivated or to make me positive, because I think at the end of the day, you're just responsible for your own feelings. No one else is. Obviously some people can affect your feelings, but when it comes to actually being positive and motivated, you've just got to find that within yourself. And I'll be honest, I don't know how you do. I don't know what helps to do that. I think some people just have it in them, some people don't. That's why some people should definitely go to therapy, because I think therapy can be very helpful for some people, for sure. Why did I sell my F-Type? Because I wanted to try out another car. So I don't want to be driving the same car for that long. I want to be able to try out as many cars as I can whilst I'm young, before I have kids and stuff, before I have a family. So I want to do it now. So yeah, that's why I try and change my cars quite regularly, just so I can enjoy them, because I know when I'm older, I'm not going to have time to drive nice fancy cars every weekend. And yeah, like I'm into cars because like I genuinely enjoy them. It's one of the only things that's sort of like my guilty pleasure, you could say, in a way. But I also like sharing my opinion on cars. That's why I do videos on them too. You know, I know a lot of people can see like cars as being something that you show off with and stuff, but and I completely get that. That makes complete sense. But I really enjoy driving cars. I really enjoy like the design of cars. I appreciate all the sort of effort that goes into making a nice car, just like the effort that goes into making a product. You know, I appreciate all these different sort of things. I'm a uni student and I have about 10,000 euros to invest. Invest it in like index funds and stocks and things like that. I feel that's the best place to invest it. Or invest it into yourself. Maybe you need to take some time off work to learn something. For example, maybe you can survive on 10,000 euros for like a year or 6 months or something like that. Maybe it pays for all your expenses. And you could take 6 months or a year out to learn something completely new that could change your career. 100% worth it. If you're not enjoying your current job, 100% worth it. So yeah, HJM Stone says, I try to be encouraging and supportive as a friend as possible, but when it's not reciprocated, it really affects me. So yeah, that's something I learned, I think, as I've grown up. When you want to do good for someone, you should just do it, because if it doesn't like affect your life in any way and it doesn't cost you anything, I think you should just do it, because that person, they might not pay you back or they might not reciprocate, which is completely fine. Not everyone will, but there will be times where some people do. There will be times where some people will remember you for it. And when you need help or when you need support or something, they'll be there for sure. I've learned that from my own experience, you know, especially from having the cancer. I've had my friends support me massively because I supported them. You know, I've helped them when they've come to me for help for anything. Whether it be advice or whatever else it may be. I don't think you should really be hung up on, you know, getting the same thing back. Obviously, if you do something good for someone consistently and they keep letting you down, then it's probably not a good idea to have that person in your life. Saying just don't be depressed is a bit of a silly remark, I think. Someone can't just not be depressed. It doesn't work like that. Depression is a complicated thing. And I think it just needs therapy. I think you need time, you need space, you need good people around you to not be depressed. Yeah, I hate it when people say, "Oh, you should just get over depression." Bullshit, absolute rubbish. It's just another way to deny someone's like feelings and how they're feeling and stuff. How old am I? I'm 27. I'm 27 years old. I turn 28 next month. I'm not looking forward to turning 28. Don't even really celebrate my birthdays anymore. Get to an age where it's just like, Yeah, Ziz, I'm gonna ban you from the chat. Unfortunately, you're just spewing bullshit. Unfortunately, I can't have people like that. Well, I got my glasses. So my glasses are actually from Specsavers, these ones. These ones are from Specsavers. I'm using leather case right now on my iPhone. I just like leather. I'm a big fan of leather. Even though obviously it's a product made from animals, but if an animal is going to get killed anyway, why not use their skin for... I feel like anything I say is going to sound wrong here, but why not just use their skin for good? Yeah. What do I think of designer clothing? So, designer clothing I don't think is all too bad, but I'm not a fan of designer clothing which has like massive logos. I like quite subtle stuff. I like small logos, but that designer piece of clothing also has to be a high quality piece of clothing. Like, I wouldn't buy something just for the name. I'd also buy it just to make sure like it's something that is unique and will last and won't fall apart. Like, I like my Common Project shoes. You know, I'm a big fan of Common Project shoes. Where do I mainly shop for clothes? So I actually shop at Uniqlo quite a bit. H&M. Uniqlo is definitely my favourite shop. Uniqlo is just nice and simple. Zara is another big one. I do like Zara. Do I make more money from your design job? Do I make more money from my design job, or do I make money from passive income? So I make my most money from my e-commerce store, from my businesses. YouTube has done really well as well for me. I think when I add up how much I made from YouTube last month, this is when I take into account sponsorships as well. Actually, yeah, this might give away a figure on like how much a specific sponsor paid me, but last month, for example, I think I made like 15,000, something like that. So yeah, YouTube can be lucrative if you know what you're doing. The biggest sponsor I ever got paid for, so I'm not going to say the brand, but the biggest sponsorship I ever got paid for was, I mean, it's not big compared to other YouTubers, but for me, it's massive. The biggest sponsorship I got paid for was like, it was part of a video, and I got paid 13,000, and it was basically an afternoon of work. Amazing. I was blown away. And it was an amazing company. One of the best companies in the world, actually. I can't tell you who because of my contract, but yeah, like they were great to work with. So someone asked here, what career should I go into for IT to make more money? So you need to do what you enjoy doing first. Because I think when you enjoy doing something, you naturally become really, really good at it compared to other people. You don't have to be the best at something. You just have to be good at it, good enough, better than most other people. And then I think the money comes naturally. Affiliate marketing, I think, is a great way to make money online. Affiliate marketing is one of the easiest ways to get started. Dropshipping is not something I think I would recommend for anyone. Dropshipping works if you're a massive company, because dropshipping, when it's a massive company, already controls the products and they've controlled the manufacturing and everything else. So yeah, dropshipping I highly recommend avoiding if you're starting your own store. You should do a BTS of your Instagram photos. I already have done a BTS of my Instagram photos. I did a video called how to shoot product like shots, how to shoot dark and moody shots. Check that out. That video basically goes through how I do Instagram photos. It's exactly the same. So we've still got quite a few people. We've got the same amount of viewers as we did when we first started this stream. So that's encouraging. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Are you guys enjoying the stream? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Someone asked when I'm going to release my e-commerce book. So I'm hoping to release it in the summer of next year. As I said though, you won't be charged until it's released. So if it's delayed, you won't be charged until it's actually been released. So don't worry about, I'm paying for something and I might not get it. It's not like Kickstarter where you pay for something, you don't get the money or you don't get the product. With this, you only get charged when I actually release the product, because I'm not going to charge someone for something when they're not getting anything in return. That's just fraud. So yeah. What camera do I use? So I'm using the A7 III for this live stream, but I use the A7S III for all of my YouTube videos mainly. Number one thing on my bucket list. So this is going to sound crazy, but my bucket list is actually one of the biggest things is I want to build my own house. I want to build my own sort of minimalist looking house, all white and rendered and everything, all squared and blocked off. That's always been a dream for me, to build my own house, just to have it the way I want. But that is so much tougher than you'd expect, because you have to find a nice plot first, and then you have to have the bloody money to do it. And yeah, I'm not in that position, unfortunately. I mean, most people don't get into that position anyway. That's not easy to do whatsoever. How do you explain your aesthetic to people who don't really understand? That's a good question. I don't explain my aesthetic to anyone. I didn't even know I had an aesthetic until other people started telling me that I had an aesthetic. I didn't know what that meant. I just knew what I liked, and that was it. Hey Daniel, how's it going, dude? What are my top 5 channels? So yeah, I mentioned this earlier. Top 5 channels. So I like Mr. Porter YouTube channel a lot. I actually watch quite a few of their videos. I get quite a few inspiration from Mr. Porter. I like Doug DeMuro. I like David Dobrik. Dave 2D. I'm sure everyone knows Dave 2D. I didn't say MKBHD because everyone knows MKBHD. I feel like that's the default answer for a lot of people. I want to share some channels that maybe you guys don't know. I'm trying to look at who else I'm subscribed to actually quickly to see what other channels I like. Who else do I like? I mean, like I mentioned, Brandon Havard. I love his channel. But like I mentioned, I don't actually watch a ton of YouTube. Gerald Undone is a fantastic YouTuber. If you guys haven't checked out Gerald Undone, you guys should definitely check him out. He does camera reviews. Very niche sort of stuff, but camera reviews. And yeah, if you guys watch his videos, make sure to let him know that I sent you. Because yeah, I do like Gerald Undone. He has a great channel. What camera lens do I use mostly? So I do have a list of the camera lenses that I use, but my main lens that I use for A-roll is a Sigma 24 1.4 lens, which is around £600, $600. So it's not expensive, but it's not cheap. It's sort of mid-range lens. And then I also have the Tamron 28 to 75 2.8. That lens is amazing. If I could only have one lens for my YouTube setup, that would be it. That is what I use to do a lot of the B-roll shots and things like that, because it's just such a versatile lens. Yeah, like I mentioned before in the stream, I do still have my Mercedes, and I will do a review on it once I'm better. I'm actually planning to do a review in the new year. So yeah, once I'm better, I will do a review on it. What is so my thing with software is that good software isn't free. Someone has gone through the effort of making good software. That's the reason the software is good in the first place. If you want good software, you have to pay for it. Pay these developers, pay the people who made this software, because it's so worth it, especially when you get updates and things and support. But when it comes to Photoshop, my Photoshop alternative is Pixelmator Pro. Pixelmator Pro is so affordable. It's like less than $50, and it's a fantastic app. It's so good. It does everything that Photoshop does, and I'd say it's faster than Photoshop as well. I love it. I use it now mainly. I still have Photoshop, especially for clients and people who still use PSDs. I haven't said PSD in ages, but yeah, highly recommend Pixelmator Pro if you're on a Mac. I do watch Peter McKinnon, but I didn't mention Peter McKinnon again because he's huge. Everyone knows of Peter McKinnon. My Aeron chair is actually over here. You can't see it, but it's just over here. The reason I'm sitting on this chair right now is because of my surgery. This chair has a flat bottom, so it's better for my surgery that I've just had. Yeah, to be fair, Blender is a very good free app. Absolutely fantastic. Is a PC enough to start with web design? Yeah, of course. You can use Figma and you can get started with design. You don't need a powerful computer to do design work. That's the great thing about design work and code work. You just need a quite basic laptop or basic computer and you can do stuff. So one thing I see a lot, which Alexander has just asked here, is are you OCD about cleaning your lenses, devices and screens and things like that? So a lot of people have a big misconception about what OCD is. OCD isn't keeping things clean or keeping things tidy. That is not what OCD is. OCD is when, for example, you go to bed and before you go to bed you've locked your front door. You know you've locked it, but when you're in bed you still feel like you haven't locked it and you have to go check on it. And you don't feel comfortable until you go and check that that door is locked. And then you get back into bed. That's what OCD is. OCD isn't keeping things organized and clean. So yeah, people mislabel OCD massively, which I think is just nuts. Like, that term is thrown around a lot and it's not what you think it means. Do I use Apple Wallet? Yeah, I use Apple Wallet as my main payment service basically now, especially in the UK. Apple Pay is accepted everywhere in the UK pretty much. What is my main use for Photoshop? So Photoshop is, when it comes to Photoshop and stuff, mainly to edit photos, like it says. I like to delete stuff out of photos and stuff, but I don't actually use Photoshop that much really. Jonathan says, congrats on all your success, amazing recovery and to ending 2020 on such a positive note. All the best. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Jonathan. I appreciate the $5. Have I ever used any front-end framework? So I don't actually do that much development work. I just know HTML and CSS. I don't know JavaScript that much. So yeah, like React and stuff, I've dabbled with React, but I couldn't code anything with React. I have no idea what I'm doing. I remember a while back you said you wanted to make a video about how you set up your iPhone leather case business. I don't have an iPhone leather case business. So I don't know where you got that from, unfortunately, my friend. No, I don't think you need to learn any program proficiently to land a job in it, especially when you're starting out. Most jobs will just make sure that you know how to use the program in basic functions, because if you use a popular program like Sketch or Final Cut Pro or Figma, you can find tutorials on how to do anything. So if you're asked to do something and you don't know how to do it, you can find a tutorial for sure. Have you heard about custom mechanical keyboard? I would love to have a custom mechanical keyboard, but I keep going back to the Apple keyboard. I just really like the Apple keyboard. I think it's because I like how little the travel is between each key. And yeah, I just like the Apple keyboard. If I found a mechanical keyboard which is similar, then I would switch to it, because I really appreciate well-designed... Oh shit, sorry. I really appreciate well-designed keyboards, mechanical keyboards. Which programming language should we learn for UI UX? HTML and CSS. That's all you need to know when you start UI UX. HTML and CSS. What do I edit on? What do I edit what on? Need to be more specific. Yes, I hand off web development work to other people. I don't do the web development work myself. My voice is so messed up right now since the surgery. Someone asked here, could I review the Samsung Note 20 Ultra? I'll be honest, I don't care too much about doing like phone reviews and being a phone review channel. MKBHD and Mr. Who's the Boss, Dave Lee, these people do a much better job than I ever will. My whole aim with my channel is just to be me and just share my opinions and things that I'm personally interested in. I'm not looking to be like a massive big time YouTuber with like 10 million subscribers or 5 million subscribers or anything. You know, like I've said before, I do YouTube for fun. I'm always going to do YouTube for fun. It's always going to be a part-time thing for me, because it's just, I share whatever else I think is interesting. So yeah, like I don't really care about getting like millions of views or anything like that. Obviously it's nice to have millions of views. It's always nice. It's always nice to know that people are watching your content. Thanks for the donation, G Singh. Oh, what do you edit your videos on? I edit on my MacBook Pro. I've mentioned that in multiple videos before. M1 MacBook Pro is what I use to edit all my videos. Yeah, so I really do want the Pro Display XDR. I can afford to get one, no problem, you know, but affording, so this is, I think, a lot of people seem to get wrong with money. There's a difference between affording something and having the budget for something. I always live by the philosophy that when you should always obviously live below your means, but only buy things that are actually going to bring a lot of benefit to your life. So I bought the LG 5K monitor because the £4,000 or £3,000 difference between that monitor and the Pro Display XDR just wasn't worth the investment currently at the time. Once YouTube, say, becomes bigger and I start doing more YouTube videos and stuff and I start making even more money from YouTube, then yeah, I might buy one because it would be a good investment then. But right now, it's just not worth that investment for me right now. No. What else? Am I as productive as I want to be? So yeah, this is a good one. So I think even my channel, I'm guilty of it. I push this idea of like, you should be productive all the time. Other YouTubers do it as well. You know, productivity, like being productive at every single waking moment. I think it's too much, to be honest. You know, I'm only productive 5 to 6 hours of the day. I'm not productive every single waking moment. The rest of the time, I'm like lounging around. I'm playing video games. I'm with friends. I mean, I'm not with friends right now because of COVID. But, you know, don't feel like you should have to be productive for every single waking moment of your life, because that's no way to live. Chapping. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now, Chapping, about the business and stuff. So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm doing an ebook on it and stuff. No pressure. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. But yeah, I'm doing an ebook on like ULX and how to start your own store and all that sort of stuff. YouTube seems to be weird right now. When I look at my stats for YouTube, it keeps dropping how many concurrent users there are. It'll go from like 300 to 0. So I think YouTube is like cutting out for some people. Any words of advice for anyone thinking of starting a YouTube channel? Only do it if you actually think it's going to be something you enjoy doing. I do YouTube because I actually do enjoy doing it. Don't get into YouTube thinking, oh, you know, I want to become rich or I want to become popular, all these different things. I would still take photos and make videos if YouTube didn't exist, purely because I just like doing it. Do I receive hate? So yeah, this is a good one. Trolls and hate and things like that. Yeah, man, I get tons of hate. I get tons of trolls and things like that, but it doesn't bother me. I've grown up my whole life having racist comments thrown at me. Something that someone says on the internet doesn't bother me at all, because I know there's thousands of other people who are interested in what I have to say or interested in me or whatever else. There's always going to be a few people who don't. And you know what? That's completely fine. I'm not here to win everyone. And that's what's, I think, great about doing YouTube and social media and stuff. Like, when you're interested in something specific and you're interested in a person, you can follow them for that. And when you're not interested, you can unfollow them. Simple as that. If I could move to any country temporarily, America. I do like America. I like the States. Get married. Lol. I don't understand what relationships or anything have got to do with any of this. Getting married and stuff. Like, such a random question. Do you want to marry me instead? If you're so concerned about me getting married, come marry me. Do I feel like I'm stuck in the Apple ecosystem? I don't feel like I'm stuck in it. I've chosen to be in the Apple ecosystem because I enjoy it. Have I ever thought about getting into fashion or interior design? Yeah, I love interior design. I love interior design. Yeah, I love Japan. I really want to go to Japan. Really want to go to Japan. I want to spend like 2 weeks there, see what it's like. No, the Blue Yeti I'm only using for this live stream. Is it good quality? Is it coming out clear? Do I have a girl or a boyfriend or whatever? Again, I feel like that's just irrelevant, to be honest. That's not a question, because my private life, when it comes to like friends and family, I like to keep private. I always want to keep that private, because unless they're open to me sharing their lives online, I'm not going to. So yeah, like questions about like personal life in that sort of sense, I'm never really going to answer, because it's no one's business. Like, my whole channel is about tech, design, finance, like, you know, things like that. It's not about, do I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? Do I enjoy designing or coding the design process? I enjoy designing more, for sure. That's why I do design. Otherwise, I would have become a developer. Favourite artist in music. So I don't really have a favourite artist. I don't like to tie myself. I say that, but I listen to a lot of The Weeknd. But I like a lot of The Weeknd's older stuff. his new stuff is good, but when it comes to music and stuff, I'm quite open. Have I ever done a 9 to 5? No. So I've never worked 9 to 5. I've never had a normal job. I've always pretty much worked for myself. Where did I get the bookshelf in my videos? So I've already shared that on my blog, on my channel, where I got the bookshelf. I've linked to it and everything. Just got to look for it. A lot of the questions I feel like a lot of people answer have already been answered. So yeah, I mean, just go through my older content, go through my blog posts, go through old videos and stuff like that. You know, you'll actually save yourself time instead of coming here asking a question. You know, because I've just answered them anyway in the past. Do I like working in teams or do I like working alone? Both. I like doing both, I think, because when working in a team, it very much depends on the members of that team. Any tips on building a following? Building a following, just put out good stuff, man. Like, this is what's great about the internet. You can be interested in something really, really niche, something that you're passionate about. And if you share it online and you get involved in those communities, that's one of the best ways to grow a following online. I went to a state school, man. I went to a normal state school, mixed school, for A-levels, GCSEs and primary school. My parents were not wealthy at all. We were poor, man. We were poor growing up. I grew up in a council house. My parents couldn't afford anything. I used to get, like, any gadgets and stuff I used to get from cousins and uncles and aunties. My parents couldn't afford to buy me shit. Just got by, basically. No offense, but what's my name? My name is Olia. That is my name, Olia. The reason I use my first name for everything is because like, it's easy, and it's like, I want to make it like my brand. Well, it is my brand, and I have the domain as well, olia.com. So that's why I use it. I don't really use my second name or anything, and I just like being referred to as just Olia. Because I've met one other person with that name. A lot of these questions about what mic I'm using, sports and stuff, I've answered them earlier on in the stream. So go back through the stream and you'll find out. Yeah, questions about giveaways, I've answered that as well in the stream. Will I stick to electric cars from now on, or would I consider getting a petrol or diesel car? So, yeah, like, I'm open. It's whatever works, really. I think electric cars are definitely the future. I believe that electric cars are the future. And obviously it's so much better for the environment. But I'm really not too fussed. I just care about what's the best way to say it? I just care about sort of like being with tech and sort of staying up to date with things. So yeah, someone says here, I should buy an R8 and a manual. So I don't like manual cars. I've grown up, driving manual cars since I started driving, and I've just had enough of manual cars. You know, I don't enjoy driving a manual car. I'd much rather have an automatic, especially because driving in the UK, like driving a manual is a pain in the arse. Like, it's hilly, there's traffic. It's not really that fun at all. Half the time you're stuck in traffic. So yeah, I much prefer to drive an auto. So I'm going to end this stream at 6 o'clock. So, well, 6 o'clock my time. So that's exactly 17 minutes away. So any other questions you guys have, get them in now, because this will be over in 17 minutes. Porsche Taycan. So this is a good question. I would love a Porsche Taycan. I love the look of the Porsche Taycan. I love everything about Porsches. But the reason I wouldn't get a Porsche Taycan is because they don't have a supercharger network like Tesla. No one even comes close to Tesla when it comes to supercharger network. It's so hard to explain how useful the supercharger network is until you have a Tesla and you try to use any other electric car. Because the supercharger network is so reliable compared to other chargers that you'd find randomly in other random places. The amount of times where I've gone to charge in a random place and it's broken, but superchargers are always taken care of. They're always up to date. You can see when there's one available or not. Like Tesla, just well far ahead when it comes to the charging network. Do I have a screen protector on my iPhone? So again, I've answered this question in basically my latest iPhone video. No, don't use screen protectors, never have. What was the first product I bought from Apple? So the first product I actually bought from Apple was an iMac. It was a 21.5 inch iMac. And that's what got me into doing design work and stuff. Do you have any ideas for making money at uni? Honestly, I feel like just focus on uni. Focus on getting your academics done. Will I do a skincare routine video? This is an interesting question I get quite often about my skincare routine. My skincare routine consists of waking up in the morning, splashing some water in my face and wiping it off. That's my skincare routine. I don't use any creams. I don't use any sort of special formulas or anything. I don't know. You guys seem to like my skin, which is just bizarre. Maybe I'm just blessed. Or maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone write that down. What do I do with my older phones? Older phones are either sold or given away to friends and family. I would much rather my older devices go to friends and family than do giveaways and stuff. If money was no problem, what car would you get? So, good question. If money was no problem and I could have any car, I'd have the classic Porsche. I think it's like the 365 or the 366 convertible. It's such a cute little Porsche car. It's tiny, but I can just imagine myself going through like a coastal road with the roof down, with sunglasses on, just cruising. I love that car, but it's so expensive. It's like £500,000. So, yeah. I don't really care about like having a super fast car or anything like that. What I care about is having a car that gives me like an experience. And I feel like that Porsche would give me such a good experience. I would love it. Christmas plans. Just at home. Just spending Christmas at home. Playing video games, watching movies, listening to Christmas music. Yeah, so when it comes to my presets, a lot of you ask, how do I edit my photos and stuff? I use presets. I have my own sort of presets, which you can get. They're on my website. And yeah, all of the photos that you actually see on my Instagram and Twitter and places like that are using my presets. I haven't come up with any new ones recently. So what you get in the preset pack is what I'm using right now. So again, Mayfield, you're asking a question which I already answered earlier on in the stream. Just rewind back and I'll be able to see it about property and investing in property and stuff. What games do you play and what devices? Apex Legends is the main game I play right now. I'm playing on PS4 and PS5. That's what I'm playing right now. I need to properly play Cyberpunk. So yeah, when it comes to getting sponsors on YouTube, man, like a lot of people obviously want to get sponsors and stuff. But what I've realized is don't go searching and looking for sponsorships and stuff, because once you actually get into that, it's actually quite a lot of work and hassle doing sponsored videos. So I usually let companies come to me. I have tons of different companies come to me. I feel like I'm tooting my own horn here, but yeah, I'll have companies come to me and stuff, and I actually turn down a lot of them because a lot of them have rubbish products and rubbish things. And what I do is I actually price my sponsorships up by quite a bit. I charge quite a bit of money, mainly because like I want to drive away the people who aren't serious about doing sponsored videos, and I want to keep the quality of my videos up. So the reason I charge so much for sponsorships is because I use that money to then invest in gear, invest in my YouTube channel and stuff, so that I can make even better videos. That's the whole point of it. I don't want to be relying on sponsorships to like be my income, my sole source of income, because sponsorships come and go all the time. But as long as you make good quality content, sponsorships will come naturally anyway. What's my favorite thing this year? Oh, what's my favourite thing that's happened this year? Ooh, I don't know. Nothing really interesting has happened this year. Oh, I do like the Singer 911s. The Singer 911s are gorgeous. I would love to have one of those, but again, it's so expensive. The Boys on Amazon is sick. It's so good. One of my favourite TV shows. I forgot about that TV show. What a great original TV show that is. I would wait. If you need a laptop now, get a laptop. Don't think about future things, because if you just care about what's going to happen in the future, you're always going to be out of date when it comes to products. But if you can wait, then yeah, wait for the M1 16-inch MacBook Pro. Hey, anyone who asks like the same question more than twice, if I don't answer it, then I'm probably not interested in answering it. So there's no point asking it like 5 times. You're wasting your own time and energy. Like, just being upfront. That might come across as like rude and pushy, but I don't care. Like, I'm just being upfront. Would you rather I was being just, overly nice and friendly to your face, or would you rather I was just telling it to you straight? So yeah, the products on ULX Store, yeah, I designed them myself pretty much. Obviously, they're inspired by the products. Nothing is ever an original idea. But yeah, I'll design it. And this is what I'm actually going to be going into in the ebook, sort of like how I design my products and how I make sure the manufacturer delivers on my designs, and like ordering samples and things like that. So yeah, when it comes to the Samsung TV and the LG TV and everything, I still have both TVs. They're just both very different TVs. And they both do different things. I love both. The Samsung TV, arguably, I'd say it's better looking because the bezels are insanely thin And the design of it is incredible. And it's just a much more premium sort of TV, even though the GX is also a premium TV. But yeah, both TVs are fantastic. And I mean, they should be because of how expensive they are. So this is the other thing when it comes to brand wars. Someone has gone here, LG or Samsung. You shouldn't ever see things like that. I don't think you should never see companies as like as you just got to choose one and stick to it. Companies are bringing out different products each year. Who remembers when Sony Vaio laptops were the laptops that everyone bought? Sony Vaio laptops were huge. Everyone used to buy Sony Vaio laptops. But now MacBooks and Dell XPS laptop is a thing, are like the laptops that you would buy. So don't ever feel like you have to stick to a company or you have to follow a company, because each year different companies will come out with different products, and it's all about being open-minded when it comes to things like that. What? I should model for Saint Laurent? What? That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. I'm not a model. I don't look like a model, do I? That's actually hilarious. We'll upgrade to red in the future, a red camera. So yeah, red cameras are fantastic. And they're very, very good at what they do. However, it's not worth the financial investment for me now, especially because if I bought a red camera, it would basically cost more than a year's worth of YouTube AdSense revenue. Well, much more actually. So yeah, it's not worth it for me. And my A7S III, the autofocus is the best autofocus you can get right now. So yeah, I depend on autofocus more, especially when you're a one-man team like I am. So yeah, when it comes to ULX Store and handling the logistics, Charlie handles all the logistics. We have a warehouse here in the UK where we have all of our products, and we ship all of our products ourselves out. And the reason we do that is because we want to check the quality. Of course, sometimes there are products that slip through the cracks, but the whole point of doing the logistics yourself is to make sure that the quality of your products, it lives up to what they're going for. Yeah, even the red Komodo, like it's just not worth it for me right now. Doesn't make sense. My Sony A7S III is more of a better all-round camera. Will I grow my moustache? No. This is as long as it will get. I don't like the idea of having like a really long beard or anything. I just like having it a bit short, you know. But my facial hair really is growing back. I look so different to what I looked like, say, 3 months ago. Do I have the Mini? No. So I have, I'll try and show it on camera. I have the, oh wait, I can't even see my own camera screen. Give me a sec. So yeah, I have the, it'll be focus. I have the stainless steel watch band on my Apple Watch. Absolutely fantastic watch band. It's such high quality, but it's expensive. The reason I spent the money buying it is because I know that it's not going to fall apart, unlike other watch brands, watch straps and stuff. So, yeah. If I had to choose any colour except white and black, what would it be? Grey. There you are. There's your answer. What's my real name? Olia. I've answered that already. My real name is Olia. So 3 minutes left on the stream. 3 minutes left. And then I'm out of here. I need to go have dinner. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Did I buy an expensive camera as soon as I started the channel? No. I started with an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you can make YouTube videos, trust me. You don't need an expensive camera. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm having for dinner. I haven't decided. I actually need to find someone, an assistant, that will make my dinners for me. I need to actually get an assistant in general, just to help me in my everyday life. An assistant right now would be so useful, especially for my operation and my cancer and stuff. But with COVID and stuff, obviously it doesn't make sense. Can I cook? Sort of. Wouldn't call myself like a chef or anything, but I can cook basic meals. I mean, I think anyone can cook basic meals if you look at recipes and stuff online. Have I ever thought about teaching photography? Sure, I could teach photography on Skillshare if you guys are interested in that. Am I wealthy? That's a good question. I think everyone has a different idea of wealth. I think I'm wealthy, mainly because I don't have to worry about my bills much, you know. I live well below my means. I have my own house. I can pay for everything that I pay for. I'm not in any debt other than my mortgage. I'd say to me that's fucking rich. Sorry about the profanity, but I'd say I'm wealthy, wealthier than I could ever dream of. Just being comfortable is what's important to me. Have you ever been to Bali? No, but I would like to go to Bali. Will you adopt me? Wait, what about me? Someone needs to adopt me. Okay. Favourite photo you've ever taken? Nah, that's an impossible question to answer. I've taken so many photos that I love and that have great memories attached to them. I couldn't give you one photo that's my favourite. Okay, so that's it for the stream. It's 6 o'clock now for me. I've been streaming for 2 hours. Bloody hell. 2 hours. But yeah, I'm going to be off now. I will have some more videos coming, I think. I might not actually, I'm not sure. But yeah, I might have some more videos coming by the end of the year. But this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. And yeah, I feel like this has gone quite well. I'll probably do some more at some point. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. Bye bye.